Folks, hello again. Last week, 18-year-old basketball prodigy Bronny James suffered a cardiac arrest while training at USC. Now, for those who don't know, he's the son of American sporting royalty LeBron James. It's worth repeating, Bronny, just 18. It looks as though he's on the mend, which is great news because so many don't make it. According to the American Heart Association, more than 356,000 out-of-hospital cardiac arrests take place in the United States every year. About 90% of them are fatal. I thought I'd look into this week because Bronny is just one in a number of young, current or former athletes who've had health scares of late, and many involve the heart. Last week, former EPL goalkeeper Shaka Hislop collapsed on air while analysing a friendly football match in the United States. It's still unclear what happened there, but thankfully, he's back on his feet. In the NFL, back in January, 25-year-old Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed from cardiac arrest while playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. He was in hospital for 9 days, but is now back in training. 2 years ago, Danish footballer Christian Eriksen suffered a cardiac arrest while playing against Finland at the Euro football tournament. He was lucky to survive. It's important to note that a cardiac arrest is different to a heart attack. According to heart.org, a heart attack is when blood flow to the heart is blocked, which causes the classic symptom of chest pain, whereas cardiac arrest is when the heart malfunctions and suddenly stops beating. A heart attack is a circulation problem, and cardiac arrest is an electrical problem. The late great Australian cricketer Shane Warne died from a suspected heart attack, but he was only 52, still too young, especially for a former athlete. I spoke to one of Australia's leading cardiologists, Dr. Ross Walker, about this apparent rise in heart problems involving young athletes.
I think there are more people playing sports, and really the incidence I don't think is rising, but it's always been there. We occasionally hear of a younger person who dies suddenly, and obviously it's with sportsmen as well. But the only reason I think it's happening in sport is because you're doing more activity to bring it on.
Without knowing the specifics of the individual cases that I've already talked about, more broadly, many have speculated that this rise in cases stems from COVID. Coronavirus has certainly led to an increase in cardiovascular problems. A study published last November in the respected science journal Nature reported coronavirus has been implicated in an increased risk of cardiovascular problems and heart attacks, was substantially higher amongst military veterans. Australia's Heart Foundation says COVID can cause irregular heartbeats, heart failure, heart attacks and strokes. It's worth remembering heart failure could be from a number of reasons, though. It could be COVID. But it also could be a genetic defect or problems with the heart valves. But the question that's been asked by many, could it be the vaccines? Well, heart associations and health institutes all around the world say there is no link between vaccines and heart failure. And the Therapeutic Goods Administration says that vaccination is effective at reducing deaths and severe illness from COVID-19, and that the benefits of vaccination outweigh the potential risks. Here's Dr. Ross on that very question.
The real problem is COVID. COVID causes 10 times more issues than the potential problem from a vaccination. There has been some concerns about more the RNA vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna. But really, let's put this in perspective. The patients I see in my own practice, the ones who get really sick are the ones who've had bad COVID. And COVID can lead to myocarditis. But then again, Pete, we're in the middle of an influenza B epidemic. That can lead to myocarditis. A non-specific virus can lead to it. So there are so many different causes. It's up to the doctors to find out what the cause is and treat the cause.
Whatever the cause, folks, take care of yourselves. Cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death globally, resulting in about 18 million lives lost every year. It's number one in America for both men and women. It's the same here in Australia. So watch out for the signs, including palpitations or dizziness, amongst others. And if you're worried, go and get checked because a big problem can emerge very quickly.